Hi there, students. We start our chemistry with our first chapter, that is the basic concepts in chemistry. And in our first chapter, we will discuss some basic concepts in chemistry. And today, we will explore the concept of atom and existence of atom. So we start with our basic definition of chemistry. Chemistry, we can define as chemistry is basically branch of science and that deals with composition of matter, structure of matter, and properties of matter. Composition, structure, and properties of matter. The matter about matter, the Greek philosophers thought that the whole universe is composed of matter. That was the first concept about the composition of universe of Greek philosophers. Universe is composed of matter, and they thought the matter that is composed of some indivisible particles, which cannot be further subdivided, and they called these indivisible particles which cannot further subdivided atomos. In Greek, atomos means indivisible, that cannot be further subdivided. And now those indivisible particles that were called atomos are called as atom. So, in our basic definition, the atom can be defined as the smallest particle of an element. Smallest particle of an element which may or may not, which may or may not exist independently. Atom that can be defined as the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist independently but can take part in a chemical reaction, but can take part in a chemical reaction. So, in our definition, we define atom a smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist independently. So, some type of atoms can exist independently and some atoms cannot exist independently. The local gases in group number AB of periodic table like helium, neon, argon, krypton, they can exist independently. Why? Because they have their complete duplets or octets. They have two or eight electrons in their outermost shell and they have no need to take gain or lose of electron. Like helium, it has two electrons in its outermost shell and its duplet is complete. And it has no need to take gain or share of electron like neon. It has 8 electrons in its outermost shell and it has no need to take gain or lose or share of electron because it has its complete octet and all these atoms of noble gases they can exist independently and all other atoms like our example hydrogen, carbon, sodium, potassium, and etc. These atoms cannot exist independently because they have no complete octets. They have to complete their octets either by gain, loss, or sharing of electron. And so, in modern research, the atom is divisible. According to Greek philosophers, atom is indivisible, but modern research shows that atom is divisible. And atom is further composed of other particles called Subatomic particles. Subatomic particles, it means like electron, proton, and neutron, and these are called fundamental particles. It means that atom is divisible particle and it is further composed of tiny particles called subatomic particles like electron, proton, and neutron. And also the modern research shows that subatomic, more than 100 particles can exist within an atom exist within atom. And we can also show that atom is extremely small as a particle. Like in modern research, the size of atom lies 0.2 nanometer, and that is very extremely smallest particle. And we can imagine that a full stop we can note on whiteboard contains 2 million of atoms. And in this example, 2 million of atom in this example, we can explain that how much extremely the atom is small as a particle. So in our first lecture, we explored about the concept of atom. The atom, word atom is drawn from the Greek word that was actually atmos, and according to Greek philosophers, the whole universe is composed of some indivisible particles which cannot be further subdivided, and they call those indivisible particles the atmos, and nowadays that is called atom. And we defined atom the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist independently but can take part in a chemical reaction. And we show which type of atom can exist independently. Those atoms which have their complete duplets or octets, like the noble gases, because they have complete octets, they have no need to gain loss or sharing of electron. And all other atoms of elements, they cannot exist because they have to need to complete their octets. They make bond. That's why they cannot exist independently. And according to modern research, atom is divisible. It is further composed of some tiny particles called subatomic particles like electron, proton, and neutron. And more than 100 such type of particles can exist within an atom. And we can imagine the size of atom that lies 0.2 nanometer. That is extremely smallest particle. And in our next video, we will talk about the concept of molecule, their types, and their properties.